Blake Lewis. Wanderlust Unknown is the fourth studio album released by Blake Lewis. Before I get into this review, guys, I wanted to say I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. I was sick again. I think it was bronchitis again. And once I got better, I was just trying to take care of my health. And I listened to a lot of music, and I mean a lot of music. And I kind of got stuck in just listening instead of making videos, because I guess I still thought I wasn't feeling well. Aside from that, I'm ready, and I really wanted to bring my first review coming back with some energy. And this is one of the first albums that I felt like would definitely bring that. This American Idol runner-up is a very strong influence for me. Everyone says when they're in high school that they're kind of trying to figure out who they are and things like that. I haven't really changed that much. The only thing that was really developing was widening my taste for music. And hip-hop, R&B, and some other genres weren't really on my radar. And when I was listening to Blake doing his beatboxing, I kind of was more interested in that. It was kind of weird because I don't think I initially liked Blake so much, but the more I saw him perform when he was on the show, the more I was like, okay, I think I'm into this guy. Then he released music and I liked it. Then he released some other music. Some I liked, some I was like, okay, whatever, maybe it's a different direction. But he's always managed to bring out a couple of songs where I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's your talent. You're showcasing it super well right there. That's how I felt many times when listening to Blake. And I find it interesting because in more recent years, he's kind of had some struggles with, I guess you would call, the mainstream industry of music. And I get that. That happens to some people. But that doesn't stop Blake from actually still being involved in music and releasing his own music. Sure, it might take him a little bit more time to release something, but this is stuff that he really likes, I can tell. He's found kind of his zone. He still wants to experiment, he still wants to try new things out, and it's evident in this album, and all I can say is after listening to this album, I'm curious to see what more he could add to his portfolio of musical directions that he can aspire for. Wanderlust Unknown has, I don't even know what the right word is, a plethora of tons of musical instruments in it. This is one of those albums where you just realize, oh my gosh, I'm listening to so many authentic music sounds right now. It's beautiful. That's what I get out of this album. Don't get me wrong, there's obviously some production that's added in there every once in a while, especially the beatboxing, which actually he doesn't do so much in here, but we do get it a little bit, so thankfully he hasn't eliminated that part, nor would he. There are certain things in here that make me love these songs, but at the same time it makes me question, I don't know if we can get like a lot of lead singles out of this. And I'm not saying that just because I think a lot of people who choose lead singles for a lot of albums these days actually choose the wrong ones, or just the artist is making bad music in general. But I don't feel like there's really any bad songs in here. I have a few nitpicks with this album, but I wouldn't consider any of the songs in here really bad or not promotional worthy, I suppose. It's just I'm very puzzled as to which one I think could potentially, you would just say as a general sense, this is the one we're going to start off with for audiences, and you should look into that one. I'm just puzzled by it. I don't know why. I have that going in my brain at the moment. Nevertheless, this is an album you can start from beginning to end and take a lot from it and enjoy so many elements and aspects of it. Let's kind of start from the beginning. Let's see if anything pops up in there. The song Trouble has a great groove and a pretty fun solo break in there. Pot of Gold is kind of a, what I call techno psychedelic experience with some kind of awkward brass in there, but it works and kind of brings it into a Vegas Strip kind of sound. I'm going to skip over a few songs. I'm going to go into the first song I think is a big winner. It's The Stars, They Shine For You. Do you hear that? Did you? Maybe not enough. I can't make my clips that long. But that groove, that ambiance, there's so much to it. There's so many layers. It's calmly invigorating. You need to give it a shot. The next song, I just want to mention this just for the fact of its feature. This Lonely Road, it has Elliot Yamin in it. I just think those two together, just the idea of it, even before hearing the song, I was like, I would love that. It's a pretty good song. The next one I think is really good is All of the Above. The song Wasted Love with a artist named Grinch in there. It was pretty interesting. Okay, here's the song where the beatboxing comes in. So Fresh. This one's kind of like a fun musical summary history song of influential beatboxers and other artists that kind of molded some of the early hip-hop stages. He just has fun with it. So you can enjoy the song for just being the song, but for those of you who are in the know, are going to like and appreciate the context and the lyrics that are inside this song. Now, there is one song on here I do want to highlight, but more that I want to talk about. It's called Made in America. Now, this song is very awkward for me to talk about because if you follow my channel, you know that I don't like songs that talk about messages, whether it's political, social, or anything of the sort. If the message is stronger than the actual creative content of the song, you'll lose me immediately. Now, this song finds a way to make it balance out really well. At the beginning, I can't tell if I'm being pickled into a place where it's going to be off-putting, but I eventually don't end up at that place. You do have to listen to the lyrics carefully, because that's the part where you might get confused or you might be kind of swayed into a certain direction. Because I feel like the song is purposefully ambiguous. It's kind of shaping this idea that you can't really tell which side of the spectrum he's going for. At least that's the way I see it and understand it. Maybe he's leaning one way over the other, but I'm not sure. And I kind of like that. And it's awkward for me to feel like I like that because I feel like I would rather have a song be somewhat more straightforward in this regard. At the same time, I don't want it to be, because then it might mean that the message is more important than the craft of the music. I don't feel like I should like this song. I don't think I love it in particular, but I do like it because of that ambiguous and interesting lyrical layership that it has. If you're curious or have an idea of what that song means, I'd be curious. You can comment below. I'm open to that. This is a really fun album, and while some songs have nitpicks, there's just one constant thing, not through all the songs, but through most of the album. There's one nitpick I have. I feel like the tempo of a lot of the songs in here could be pushed up, maybe 5 beats or so. Maybe 10, I'm not sure. But some of the songs feel like they could potentially drag, and I find that a little odd. The songs don't sound bad when you give them repeat listens. It's just kind of funny on the first listen. You're like, I feel like there's a part that should slightly go more upbeat. And I don't even think it has to be for the entire song. I think there are just portions of some of the songs that could slightly go more upbeat, and then it could slow down a bit again. I don't know. That's just me thinking these things out loud. It was very odd for me to feel like that needed to happen, because I do like the songs. But, you know, nitpicks, we all got them, I suppose. After having said all of that, guys, Blake Lewis continues to be a fantastic artist. I'm so happy that he's able to be at least still in this and making music as creative and I guess you could use the word authentic as possible. And it speaks great volumes for real musicianship, for real music, for real production. This is something to give a shot. And having said that, let's go into the ratings. After having listened and reviewed this album with production of 95%, creativity 88%, expression and lyrics 93%, I'm going to give this album a yeah. I don't think everyone is into this genre. I don't think everyone's into beatboxing, but I think everyone can appreciate the production, the arrangements, the stuff that just makes the music what it is. It is wonderful. It is beautiful. It just is dynamically colorful when you put it all together. Give that a shot. I mean, look at that album cover, for heaven's sakes. That's colorful in itself right there. Give it a shot, please. Thanks again for watching my review, guys. I do plan on having a lot of reviews coming up, so bear with me. Some of them are late compared to other people, but again, I'm trying to take care of my health, and I plan on giving you these reviews because this is for me as much as I want to give it for you. I want to find good music. I love finding new things on my playlist. I think this entire album is going on my playlist. Probably, yeah. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to like, subscribe, comment below, share all that great stuff so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.